What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Week 9 edition of the Prop Shop here at RotoGrinders. I am Brit Devine, joined as always by Mr. Chief Justice himself, Will Priester. Will, it's a fun NFL season. A little bit, what are we, halfway done? But there's still, well, I can count the playoffs. They put out props for the playoffs and all that, so we're not even halfway done yet, right?
Yeah, man, for sure. Sorry for my delay. I was trying to let the prop shop know that we're live. I know we're going a little hour later, but yeah, man, there's going to be props for the play. In fact, Britt, there are actually more props available for the playoffs than there are for the regular season. Like they have so many options available. Well, that's probably more so for the Super Bowl than the regular playoffs, but they still add a couple extras in there. Like there's like double tabs worth of props for some of these playoff games. So I'm excited yet again. Hopefully we help people make some money, and let's keep doing it again this week.
Yeah, you can always join the community here. Chief has set up at the RotoGrinders Discord. Join that for free. You can go over to the Chief's prop shop, also free. Vast knowledge base there of different people playing different sports, of different props, with plays of the day. You got Chief in there. You subscribe to Chief alerts every time he posts a card. You can get access to it literally for the low price of free $50. So make sure to go check that out. But let's talk some Week 9 NFL. That's what we do on here. And Chief, this is the first time all season I found myself on underdog more than Prize Picks this week from some of the plays I've been looking at. Prize Picks, they've changed it up. The lines are all, there's a couple I think are a little too low or too high, but I think they're about right. Underdog had some pretty juicy ones. My play of the day, I haven't even put it on Scores and Odds yet, is definitely on Underdog. We'll get to that in a little bit, but what's your overall thought of the board across the industry right now?
Yeah, ironically, I'm with you. Like Underdog this week definitely feels like, where we have the edge. So I'm in. Like I don't mind that call at all. Definitely some spots that I've looked at. One quarterback in particular, despite a letdown game, I do think that the numbers are a little bit too low. Mm-hmm. And there are some comparison points on Prize Picks. Of course, we check Thrive. Thrive only has 3 props up. Just for the Thursday night game, so we won't have much there. But yeah, I'm with you. Underdog is definitely probably where we're at, outside of a couple plays that I think we've got some big differentials on, especially in the passing yards department.
Yeah, we'll get to all that, but yeah, glad to see Underdog making a little bit stronger of an appearance this week. I just think some of the lines, at least the ones that I'm interested, I'm finding over there. But we will talk Prize Picks. I know a lot of you people probably play on both, especially if you're in the prop shop. But let's talk. We always like to start this out on Thursday night. We've got the Eagles going to Houston. Derrick Henry, I think he's still running for yards against Houston right now. Miles Sanders is up at 79.5. Let's start with this one.
So he came in at 70.
Yeah, it's been juiced up since the sports books put him out. Yeah.
He got juiced real quick. I'm actually subscribed to something that basically lets me know when the lines move now. So it's actually really good because I can tell like how many times it's moved, what it moved to and from. Yeah, he opened up at 70.5. Already at 79.5. I mean, what do you want us to do, Britt? I mean, it's Houston. I don't know what else I can say.
You like the 79.5, even though it's like they could just get there so many different ways against Houston. Hurts could do the running. Sanders could get in there. I have one prop I'm on a little bit, I think, for the Thursday night game. But I don't know. I guess I want to see what's your overall take in this game. What are some of your favorite plays? Is it Miles Sanders? Pierce for a bounce back week? I sort of mentioned this. Maybe it was either this show or I think it might have been my Pro Football Focus show, where a lot of the projection systems had Pierce really high, and I was not on that at all against Tennessee.
Yeah.
Against Philadelphia, I don't know. I think I might take a pass on it. The 60.5 is just low enough where I'm not too interested in an under. But where are you coming at on this game overall right now?
So first of all, to me, Jalen Hurts is like the reason you want to get involved in this game, right? Like, how many touchdowns do you think he goes for? I actually feel like the touchdowns at 2.5 this week might be the better prop on the board. It might.
You got 1.5 passing on underdog, and you got 2.5 everything.
I think I take two. I think I take them both. Like that's the reality. Like if he throws for 2, he's probably going to get another one, and I'm expecting him to get touchdowns pretty much every possession in this game, or most possessions. Like so I'm really not worried about whether or not he's going to score. I'm like having this extra pass plus rush. Like if he rushes for 2 and throws for 2, I'm still in the clear. If he rushes for 2 and throws for 1, I'm in the clear. If he throws for 2 and rushes for 1, I'm in the clear. Based on how we want to approach this, I think we like him to throw for 2 and run for 1. And we hit both props. But I think that's one of my favorites this week. At 39.5, even though he didn't run much against Dallas and Pittsburgh because they were airing it out so much, I do still feel like that's a tick low. Like I'm interested in an over because of, the style of play and how many yards Houston gives up on the ground. For one, I'm kind of not afraid of Miles Sanders at 79.5 because if they do get in control of this game, I think they'll give him some more rushes. And he could, for me, I think Miles Sanders can pick up a 20 to 30-yard rush in this game. And if you think he can get one of those, you probably should be in on the over. I know the game log doesn't look great, but I kind of throw the game log out of the window against Houston. Houston and Detroit are the two teams, and Green Bay. I just throw the game log out the window because they're just giving up too many yards. I do still wish it was at 70.5. I'd feel a lot better. But even at 79.5, I don't hate it there. And then in terms of receiving yards, I like A.J. Brown yet again. As long as we're getting him at these numbers, like I'm willing to take overs here. I got a gut feeling, though, Brit, that it's Devontae Smith week. Like this feels like a one big play. Devontae Smith pops them for 60. And I don't have any real statistical analysis for this, but it just and yeah, we shouldn't go off field. I get that, but I think this is a Devontae Smith week at 52.5. I'm willing to take the over here. I think he gets this in one big play.
Yeah, I don't mind Smith. The guy I'm on is Brandon Cooks because I'm not expecting Nico Collins to play. And I mean, there's no one. If it's not Pierce, I don't think they're going to get the running game going. There's no one else, Chief. It's Brandon Cooks in the 58.5. Again, this is one where the game log doesn't look great because he's playing with Nico Collins. Nico Collins has been outperforming Brandon Cooks, pretty much. I wouldn't say every game, but he's pretty much neck and neck with him. I'm not expecting him to play on Thursday. So this 58.5 on Cooks looks pretty good. Where it's at, it's 49.5 on Monkey Knife Fight. So this is where I'm looking to do it. The problem here, Chief, is it's paired with A.J. Brown, who's at 78.5. I need a Monkey Knife Prize Picks combination here. I need the 70 on Prize Picks for A.J. Brown and the Brandon Cooks 49.5. So if you have a lean on Cooks, like I really like Cooks, this 49.5 for sure. I'm debating at this 3.5. They have Cooks at 10.5 fantasy points and Sanders at 14.5. I think I'm gonna hit that one on the overs on both, Chief, over on Monkey Knife Fight. That might be my favorite combination of all the sites that are up right now, and you get the 3.5.
Yeah, I like it. I'm in on it. Like, fire it up. Feels like it's going to work. I'm with you. I definitely wish that we could flip-flop these. I will say this. I think I'm going to take a shot on Dameon Pierce again. It's just so much volume, Britt. So the other one I like, too, if you go back to Monkey Knife Fight, that one with Cooks at 4.5 receptions, like that feels good, too. Reception, Sanders rush, and Pierce. If I'm going to take the rushing prop, I'm going to take that one as well. But if you want to get on it, you better get on it now, because once we put a few dollars on it, Britt,
a few nukes,
too many dollars starts coming in, they're going to change it on us. It's going to be gone before the night is over.
All right, let me just I'm going to get in my Sanders and my Brandon Cook. So I'll throw $50 on that, and that's I'm
Yeah.
pretty happy about that one. Want to make sure I get it before everyone in the prop shop steals my place for me on the Thursday night one. So I got that one in over on Monkey Knife Fight. And anything else really standing out? Dallas Goedert just basically does Dallas Goedert stuff. He seems like a very consistent option. Do you have any sort of take on him? His line seems pretty appropriate. He's either been way over it or way under it pretty much all season.
I'm just going to avoid Goddard for this game. I don't even want to get involved with him on this one. Like, he could very well be out of the not the rotation, but they may not need him as much.
Yeah, and then Davis Mills. Also, I want to mention everyone, if you're listening to this on podcast or you're watching on YouTube later, on Thursday during the day when the tackle props come out, get to the prop shop. Chief will have the best tackle plays for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You got to be in the prop shop for the tackle plays.
I wish they would give us tackles earlier. They won't. Brit, I'm not sure if you got in. I'm not sure if you got in with us this week, and this was probably a prop shop exclusive. But if you got in on the London game, like, I mean,
it was good.
We didn't miss any props on the London game.
I followed those. I saw the alerts and I followed those in. They look pretty off. I was in agreement with you.
Yeah. London game was crazy this week, and really that made up most of my Sunday. Like, I didn't even worry about the rest of Sunday. After the London game, I was already set.
All right, so that's Thursday. I think my favorite is that Monkey Knife Fight play with the over on Brandon Cook's fantasy points and over on Miles Sanders. Chief had a couple of plays. He likes the touchdowns for Jalen Hurts. Over 2.5 on Prize Picks combined. Over 1.5 passing on Underdog. And Miles Sanders line looks a little high, but it's against Houston. I think we could hold our nose and take the over on that. I'm sort of with you as well. All right, let's go to the main slate on Sunday night, or not Sunday night, Sunday during the day. We like to start on pass yards. I've got some overs. I've got some unders. There's a lot of different sites involved, Chief. Let's throw out there. I'm going to start with you. This is your favorite. What are you looking at this week?
So first of all, let me just say that I know I'm going to start at the kind of the afternoon games here, and then I'll kind of work my way back. I know that we didn't really get what we wanted from this the first time, but you can't sell me on the fact that Geno Smith isn't going to go over 220 against Arizona this time. Like, I know what it looks like, but man, Arizona, they're still giving up tons of yards. He only went to 197. But I kind of don't care. I'm going to get involved with Geno over 220. And if you don't like 220, then maybe wait for completions or attempts to come out, and let's just see kind of where they fall. That's another little pro tip as well. Sometimes we can get good exposure to those types of props. I think I talked about that last show, where if you don't like the yardage enough, look at some of the alternate ones, and a lot of times those will come out and look really, really good. So I do like Geno Smith over 220.5. Also like Kyler over 250.5. I also think Mahomes, even though it's Sunday night at 270, that feels a touch too low. On Underdog, I think he was at 288 last I checked. Which, I mean, that's a big discrepancy in my book. So I like Mahomes as well. Last but not least, Brit, this one is, dare I say, tricky. So Chicago's giving up a lot of defensive pieces here. Like Roquan Smith leaving the building, I think was a big deal. Robert Quinn leaving the building, I think was a big deal. And so we get Tua with what I feel like is a slightly watered down front for the Chicago Bears. I like Tua at 260.5. I think I'm taking the over here, and it feels a touch too low for a team that's essentially going to air it out most of the game. Like,
yeah, Tua is not on Underdog either, so we can't really compare the lines on those two yet.
Yeah.
So I'm with you on
one more. Brit, you probably have this one. I'll let it go. If you don't cover it, I'll come back to it. There's one more that I want to cover. I don't have, for some reason, I set my notebook like across the room today. I think I was walking out and sat it on the little coffee table. So I don't have my notebook to like pull. So I'm going off memory. I got them all in my head though.
You
But
threw the
there's one
notebook when I told you. You threw it when I told you we had to move the show back an hour tonight.
No.
All right, a couple other props. I'm with you on Mahomes. I have this one circled for sure on the over. Absolutely agree against Tennessee. You can pass all over them. Go for it with Kansas City. That looks like a very nice prop in my opinion. I'm on Brady too at 275. Dude's chucking. He's got good weapons. He's ready to go against the Rams. The Rams stink. Brady's going to be able to light them up. The recent, 4 out of his last 5, he's hit this once the whole team started to get healthy. He can definitely go over on that one. I love the Brady on 275. You had Tua. I'm on Justin Fields at 160. This is too low, Chief, even for Justin Fields. He's got Claypool coming in. He's got Mooney. He's hit this in 4 of his last 5. And if I think Miami's going to be able to put up points however they want against Chicago. I mean, this is too low for Justin Fields for sure at 160. I've played him quite a bit already. Some of the tacos that were up today, I paired with Justin Fields. He's one of my favorite plays. And then I think I had a couple more. I got Aaron Rodgers against Detroit at 240. He played Buffalo, and he hasn't hit it. His team stinks, but it's Detroit, and he's going over 240, Chief.
Well, so let's talk through this, Brit. This is the one I want to talk about because I'm going to take a wait and see on this one. Here's why. My argument for Aaron Rodgers is, and I'm actually on the under, but I'm on the under for a very different reason than maybe we think, or a similar reason. Aaron Rodgers should go over 240 in this game. I don't know if they're going to need him to go over 240. That's my concern because they're going to get run over. Like Aaron Jones and and my boy from Boston College. I don't know why I keep forgetting his name. Yeah, Dillon. And A.J. Dillon. They might combine for over 200 yards rushing in this game. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, A.J. and Aaron could go for 100 here. And maybe that's an exaggeration, but well over 100 for at least one of these guys. Probably Aaron Jones, and then A.J. Dillon probably comes in with 50 or 60. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to be needed to go over 240, and that's my only concern in this game. Like, literally, that's it, which is why I'm intrigued to take the under. So I'm going to wait and see.
I'm definitely on the over. I'm on the over for sure, Chief. So we'll see what the sports – it's whatever the sports books lines come out at is what they adjust to. It doesn't really matter too much how much money comes in. But what about Goff? Goff is up at 275 on Monkey Knife Fight. This is too high again. Josh Allen didn't even get close to this. Right. So I like this on the under. Goff is way lower on all the other sites. So I like the over on Rodgers here and the under on Goff on Monkey Knife Fight for this one in particular.
Yeah. And let me say this, Brit. What I meant by I'm saying I want to see how much money comes in. I'm saying I might wait on this prop until like Sunday or Friday, Saturday, because I'm saying the line may come out at 250 and then people start hitting that over button because it's Detroit, and we might get it up to 257. And so at that, if I'm concerned about the under, if I'm saying, hey, I want to take under, this is when I'm just going to wait on because I think we both anticipate it's going to be higher than 240. Like maybe it comes out at 250. I'm
firmly on the overs, Chief. So I'm gonna throw you a red flag on that one and tell you to stop. And we'll see who wins on that one. But I think Rodgers. This is Detroit, Chief. He's going over. It's pretty simple, at least to me on that one.
So you think we just need to take overs? So if that's the case, then it sounds like our 15 flex bill from our good friend Brit. If you're in the prop shop, Brit's dropping 15x bills on Flex Friday. Sounds like we might be getting an Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, Romeo Dubes, and probably some Amon-Ra St. Brown run backs. Like it sounds like we might get one of those cards this week.
Yeah, we'll see. These are I'm also thinking I don't know if Swift like secretly got hurt in that last game. I think a little bit more. We'll have to see. But I don't mind this. Aaron Jones is pretty high over here at 71.5, but the Jamal Williams is definitely too low. It's just I don't like the pairings with it, at least on Monkey Knife Fight. So we'll circle back to that game a little bit later in the prop shop. If you want all the updated stuff, again, everything happens in the prop shop. That's where it all goes down. You got to do that. for free over in the RotoGrinders Discord. All right, I'm going to go back to prize picks. I think I covered all of my passing yards, Brady, Rogers, Fields, Goff. So I'm going to give you my favorite play of the week. It's in rushing yards, but it's rushing and receiving, and it's on underdog, Chief. All right, so Everybody get ready. Chief, you have a favorite pair? I don't know why Ramondre Stevenson is 86.5 rushing and receiving. Have you seen what he's been doing, Chief? I know it's against Indianapolis. I know it's against Indianapolis, but this is at least like 10 yards too low.
Yeah, he's been a monster, like a legit monster. I mean, honestly, my favorite play on the board this week is Aaron Jones, like hands down. Like I think Aaron Jones is going for over 100 yards rushing again. Like he did it against Buffalo. I just don't see how he doesn't get there against the Detroit Lions. Like I'm pretty much probably going to be fairly all in on Aaron Jones. I wish they gave us a rushing prop on underdog. They gave us a combined prop, but I'm not afraid of it because I think he's going over 100 rushing. Like I'm just not. So me getting 92.5 rushing plus receiving, I don't care. Like I think he's going over 100 rushing. Aaron Jones is my top play of the week. Like top play of the week. I think if you watch the game Sunday, we saw that Coach Fleur seems like he's going to be committed to the run no matter what. They were behind in that game, and they still let these guys run the ball down their throats. I think they're going to do it against Detroit. I'm in on Aaron Jones. Like Aaron Jones, top play of the week for me, hands down.
It's unquestioned. Aaron Jones is their best offensive player, without question.
Yeah.
You can say, I might even say, I don't know if Aaron Rodgers isn't great anymore or if his receivers are really that bad overall, especially without Lazard. But I could certainly get behind the Aaron Jones one. I love the Ramondre Stevenson, 86.5 is just way too low in my opinion.
So we're going double running back, rushing plus receiving. You can go ahead and count this one, Brit. There aren't too many weeks we're both going to be on a rushing plus receiving prop for a running back. Just go ahead and walk to the bank right now.
Yeah, I didn't have many. I was looking at the prize picks board. And Chief, I got to be honest, I don't love everything else. Seems either a little too high or basically right where it should be. And so I'm in New York. I have access to the sports books along with the prop sites. I know a lot of people that probably watch the show or listen, they might only have access to the prop sites. So how I do that is if I'm going to wait until the sports books lines come out, and I might not parlay them together, right? I'll just take straight plays. It's better odds. I have access to both. Lucky me, I'm able to do that. But I didn't really see too much on the prize picks board that stood out to me, or even underdog in terms of rushing or receiving. Maybe Kamara's up to 109. He seems to be 109. That seems about right, but he's having nuclear weeks, week in and week out now. I usually love the rushing props, Chief. Didn't really see a lot I like this week. How about you?
Well, once again, I didn't have a lot on underdog just because, they didn't have really too many rushing props up, at least not ones that I'm completely interested in. They do have Kenneth Walker at 79.5. I'm close on that one, but I don't feel like that's one where I'm like, have to get on it, but I'm close. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, I talked about it. My top prop of the week, Aaron Jones over 65.5 rushing yards on prize picks. I gotta think that this goes up to 70.5 when the books come out. So I think that is a big one. I'm going back to the well on Josh Jacobs at 77.5. Had one letdown game. They're facing Jacksonville. I'm not worried about a thing. Going right back to it. Definitely think that's a big one. And once again, Brit, I don't care if they're facing Kansas City. I'm going to take Derrick Henry over 90.5. Like, if you're giving me anything less than 100, I'm taking the over right now because of the volume. Like, so, and here's the thing with Derrick Henry, too. He might have in the first quarter, Brit, 8 carries for 30 yards, something like that. And then in the second quarter, he breaks one run for 30 yards, and look at where he's at. And then he hits you for another 4. Like, that's his running style. He's going to pop you for one intermediate run, 10 to 12. Another, he's going to pop you for a couple of those, which is why I'm never afraid to take a guy that's going to get 20-plus carries. I know they may be behind in this game. I will say this. I do want to see what his receiving yards prop comes out at this week as well, because if it's anywhere around 10 to 12, I'm probably going to take the over on that too. Because if they get behind, they're going to give him, 2 to 3 dump downs this year. This year, they've been giving him 2 to 3 targets a game, which has helped his receiving yards props. So I'm probably going to take a look at that as well.
All right, let's go to receiving yards. I've got a couple all across the landscape, basically. So I mentioned Cooks already, the 58.5 on Prize Picks. If you have a take on A.J. Brown over on Monkey Knife Fight, there's a pairing there. And then there's that pairing with Miles Sanders for that game, taking the over on both those. DJ Moore is at 57.5 on Prize Picks. He did it last week. Now, I know he had the Hail Mary, but even without that, Chief, I'm pretty sure you get 152, 60-somethings on a Hail Mary. He was the clear number one target. This is against Cincinnati. I don't know if they were just missing their star receiver and their whole team sort of fell apart on Monday night. But DJ Moore looks a little bit too low, and you compare him, where is he? 62.5 on Underdog. I think he's probably going to open, his prop on the sports books is going to be in the 60s. So the 57.5 looks pretty good right now if you get that early. Let's see here. I got Kelsey on Prize Picks at 70.5. And then I got your boy Juju on Underdog at 48.5. What do you think of that? Hanging 48.5 on Juju on Underdog.
Yeah, listen, and Juju's like
49.5.
As my boy Quinella will say, my kryptonite. It doesn't matter what I do, I get him wrong. But at 49.5, I'm taking the over. And that's another one I saw for receiving today. He's 52 on Prize Picks. Don't really care. I'm probably going to take the over on that as well. Just they're giving him more looks. He's getting involved. I like what's happening here.
Yeah, the Kelsey too. Kelsey is, I think, I didn't even see his line. The 70.5 just seems too low. Maybe on Monkey Knife Fight he was around 80, I think. But 70.5 on Prize Picks for Kelsey just seems a little bit too low. I'm also thinking definitely if the Brady and Evans Godwin lines stay the same, come that Flex Friday, Chief, and we get the 15Xs from Prize Picks, it's let's go Tampa Bay full on stack between those three, and I'll find a couple other players for sure. I like those. Not playing these specifically right now. I'm waiting, to see what Prize Picks does on Friday. Everything else looks pretty good. Hopkins is 82.5 on Prize Picks. I think he's closer to 90 on Underdog. So if you like Hopkins to continue getting 14-something targets a game and going over 100 yards against Seattle, it looks like Prize Picks is the play there. Anything else you're eyeing? I couldn't really. Everything else is sort of in the air. I played Mooney already quite a bit. But this was so literally right before the Claypool trade, Chief. I probably put in 10 tickets with Mooney at 50.5. He's gone over 5 in a row. I mean, what else does he have to do? And then they go and trade for Claypool. So I'm going to get screwed on that one. Couldn't take my entries back, but I still think that is reasonably playable. You go over 5.
I wouldn't worry about Claypool just this week because the first week they get there, he's just going to be out there for eye candy. The next week is when I would be worried.
Mm-hmm. So I like Mooney. Anything else you were eyeing on the receiving yards?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, pick your poison. They both may go over, but I definitely think I'm always going to take Tyreek Hill. Give me Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs over receiving yards this week. Gabe sitting at 50.5. Didn't get that big play last week, but if you were following us Monday night and you took the targets props, right? We hit the over on that one at 5.5. And so that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes you hit these alternate lines and, Stephon at 85.5, man, he's just getting so much volume, so many intermediate routes for Stephon Diggs. And then if he ever hits you for a big one, then he's absolutely going over. And that's what happened. He'll hit you for 8. He'll hit you for 12. He'll hit you for 13. And then he hits you for 30. He hits you for 4. And then lo and behold, I mean, he's running wild. So definitely like that one as well. DeAndre Hopkins at 82.5. I'm just going to keep taking the over right now. another guy that's getting too much volume. You've already kind of mentioned these guys from Tampa Bay. Secretly, Mike Evans just keeps going over 70.5 yards most games, and they just keep leaving him in that 67 to 70.5 range. I'm just going to keep taking the over because he's another guy. While he may not get as many targets as Hopkins, he gets a lot of those downfield throws. One big 30-yard catch, then some 12-yard catch, and he's right there. So really like Mike Evans. I'm sure Tampa Bay is going to be ready to play this week.
Yeah, I mentioned I like Brady. I like Evans. I haven't put in any Evans tickets, Chief, but we both talked about them. The line's going to move. I'm going to have to get in some Evans tickets as soon as we're done this show here.
Yeah, and in fact, I thought I saw. Yeah, he's 71.5 on underdog. Just a tick higher, so we're probably going to be close.
Let's see here. I think that about does it. I want to remind everyone, right? We used to talk kickers. Chief brings on the tackle props. There's a lot of other smart people in the prop shop. You have to get into the prop shop. You have to subscribe to the Chief alerts. You got to be in there on Sunday morning to get the tackle props. You got to be on there on Thursday for the Thursday game. They'll follow the sports books mostly, but some of the tackle props can be like minus 180, minus 190, and they'll hang the line on Prize Picks or Underdog or something like that. Chief, follow these religiously at this point in the season. If you want that information, you got to go to the prop shop, spend some time in there. You will not regret your time in the prop shop. Chief, anything else you want to say?
I want to piggyback on what you were talking about with these tackle props, Brit, because I know, we talked about it at the beginning of the season and people probably didn't understand. It's like, hey, just let us get a few weeks under our belt and then we'll be kind of humming along. I can't stress enough how getting in the prop shop, allows you to get that data because, Brit, and I think you were, and I know you were in there Sunday, like we were trying to say as hard as we could. The London game tackle props were off. And yeah, we only got one with a push, but it didn't matter. Like they were off really bad. Like I would say 2 to 3 tackles bad, at least one tackle apiece, right, Brett? Like if you were following the numbers, Walker came in at a tackle prop of 3. He should have been at probably 5. Jenkins and all the they were just off. So I encourage you to get in there. Myself, Sir Jimmer, Quinella, trust me, we're scouring the land and sifting through these tackles to try to find the best ones. Had we known that Roquan Smith was going to get traded, we definitely would not have hammered Roquan Smith tackle props on Sunday, but we just didn't have that information. But all in all, just hanging there with us. Hopefully you guys are getting some money as we give this information out. And let's keep riding the winning wave, man. And at the end of the season, hopefully we helped you guys pay off debts or, bought a new car, put a down payment on a house, whatever's going to work for your life. Hopefully we've helped you accomplish that. Yeah,
we're doing this. I see people are dropping $1,000 tickets on some of the things we put up here, Chief. I mean, that's above what you and me will sometimes play on some of these things. And so we get those on Twitter a lot, and we're happy when they go the right way. And we appreciate all you guys listening and watching the show. Click the like button on YouTube. We would greatly appreciate that. Join the prop shop. Check out Scores and Odds too. Chief contributes to that. So do I. That's the sports betting app here at RotoGrinders. If you have access to the sports book, right, you can check which site has, hey, what's the Derrick Henry line? Well, FanDuel's got it 3 yards lower than DraftKings, right? You can see that all for free, right? Doesn't cost you anything. Then if you want all the picks behind the scenes, I know I had myself a nice week on there. And I know Notorious had a PGA winner. Chief was in there.
Golf was good for the prop shop too. I mean, we had some winners in SAO, but golf. If you want disc golf winners, you can get that at the prop shop, Chief. There's no limit to what the prop shop will stoop to. Yeah. Golf, but PGA was ridiculous. Shout out to PGO 24. My goodness. If you were playing golf, Brit, we played golf pretty much all weekend and crushed every day. So. Yeah, that was.
I don't mess with the PGA, but if you're telling me we got an expert in the prop shop, Chief, I'm just going to be making some cards.
Yeah. Carnesio is. Trust me, you won't be disappointed.
All right, get in the prop shop, everybody. Again, thanks to Will for doing the show for me. Glad to be his co-host on it, and everyone out there. Have a good week. Make sure you get in the prop shop Thursday afternoon. The tackle props, get in there Sunday morning. Chiefs dropping the knowledge for all that to make sure we're all able to take advantage of the bad tackle lines. Other than that, everyone have a good night. For Will, I'm Brit. Thanks for watching, and we out you.